does it feel like your twin flame connection is going around in circles? Does it feel like the same thing is happening over and over again and nothing is ever changing? Do you get excited when they text and then sad when they ghost, but you actually change nothing in between? This is the thing. We are in the same cycle over and over again. We're repeating patterns over and over again until we heal what we're supposed to heal. Everything repeats until you learn the lesson. So it's time to start learning the lesson and breaking those cycles. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing. It literally feels like we're in stagnancy. When we're in separation for long, we keep asking ourselves, why is it taking so long? Why am I in separation so long? And if you keep asking those questions, you're going to be in separation longer. Because if you keep asking about the outcome, you're not actually living in the moment and you're not healing what you're supposed to heal now. And this is the thing. If you're in the cycle of, oh, I wish they'd text, if you're constantly stalking their social media and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then they send you a message and you're like, yes, sorted, we're in union. And then they ghost you again and you're all sad. But you don't actually do anything in between. And in between contact, you're literally sitting there going, oh, I'm so sad, I wish they'd text me, and I just want this to happen, and I want this, and I know I'd feel better if they text me, and all this kind of stuff. But then you're not actually healing. You're literally sitting there going, I'm going to let them do the next thing and to come back again and do the same thing. And this happened for me, right? Like, I met my twin flame 2 years ago, and the cycle repeated again and again and again. But my reaction to the cycle repeating was, but I get to see him. I'll get to see him. If I just, nod and smile and pretend I'm not upset that he ghosted me for fuck knows how long. You know what I mean? I'm just like, literally like, it's fine. You can treat me like shit, but it's okay. I'll get to see you again. And that's effectively what I did. I was like, literally like, I was sacrificing myself. I was disrespecting myself by allowing him to disrespect me. And literally going, I want to see him. I want to see him. I want to see him. And I kept saying to myself, it's fine. Every contact activates some kind of healing, activates triggers. So, it's not just about text messages. Text messages do activate, something to heal. But I was like, if we meet up and if we get together and if we're intimate and like that'll overwhelm us and that'll make us all heal and all that kind of stuff. But I just kept repeating it again and again and again. And then he's like, it was funny. It wasn't funny. We'd only met twice. And he literally is like, it's hard to find the time. And I literally was so triggered. I was like, there's no such thing as being busy. There's such a thing as priorities. And straight away I was in there and I was like, no, you cannot do this. Don't give me fucking breadcrumbs. Like, you literally were intimate with me and now you're saying that you don't have fucking time. Do you know what I mean? So I was fucking really angry with this. But for the last 2 fucking years, I allowed that cycle to repeat again and again and again. These words came up like, I will try, or if I have time, came up again and again and again. And I gave him an ultimatum. I said to him, no, stop using words like try. You either will or you won't. Do or do not. There is no fucking try. Do you know what I mean? Yoda. But like literally, I said these things to him. And then guess what happened? He used all those same words again. And he took me for granted again. And what did I do? I let it fucking happen. Up until 2 years, up until March this year, I turned around and I said, I remember this is again. It happened again. And I was like, literally, the message said, I will try, see you. And I was like, oh, triggered. I was like, you're repeating a pattern. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I got to see him. Then the next message was like, I don't really have that much time around this time of year. Why the fuck are you texting me pretending you want to meet up when in actual fact you have no fucking time? So I literally, I set a boundary and I said, fuck this shit, like, and I broke the cycle. But it took me 2 fucking years to break the cycle. Well, literally, if you see something repeating, like the same fucking words, the same behavior, the same action, the same lack of action, the same shit every fucking day, this is the universe going, wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, if something repeats more than once, and definitely if it repeats more than twice, it's a loud and clear sign from the universe. Wake the fuck up. This is a repeated pattern. There is no such thing as coincidence. There is no such thing as, this is just a coincidence that this is happening again. No, this is the universe going loud and clear. Wake up, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, literally, if you're seeing the same shit, it took me 2 fucking years. Why does it take me 2 years? Because of my insecurities, because of my lack of self-worth, because of my self-disgust wound. So all the time I was going around in circles again and again and again. And I knew I was repeating a pattern. But I kept saying to myself, no, it's fine. Every contact activates something to trigger us, so we're supposed to meet up. It's like, yeah. And if you continue to, like, this is it. If you continue to allow somebody to treat you a certain way, guess what they're going to fucking do? They're going to always treat you that way. If you allow somebody to disrespect you, guess what? They're going to continue to disrespect you. If you literally say to yourself, hold on now, I deserve more, and I am willing, this is the hardest part. This is the fucking hardest part. Because we think to ourselves, even if it's just not a meetup, right? We think to ourselves, if I don't text my twin flame, they're going to forget about me. If I don't text my twin flame, they're going to think I don't love them. This is another one for me as well. Like, it's like, my twin flame's birthday is coming up soon, and it's like, I really want to text him. I really want to text him. It's like, I want to tell him, I want him to know I care. I want him to know I remembered his birthday. And it's just like, yeah, but if I know, like, we reset a timeline. So, like, so for example, you're in the sovereign energy and you're getting your empowered energy back up again. You've reset a new timeline. So your timeline is, I am in my power, I am deserving respect, and I will only allow him into my life again if he treats me with respect. So sometimes then we're like, oh, I should text him. And then you text them, and then you reset the separation timeline. So, like, you know, so for example, like, just for example, we'll give a timeline of 6 months on your separation. 6 months if you do the work. But if you decide 3 months into that, I'm going to text them, then you're resetting it. So there's going to be another fucking 6 months. So there effectively is 9 months rather than a fucking 6 months, right? So, like, effectively, I'm like sitting there going, I should text him for his birthday. I can't. I know in my heart and soul, if I repeat another pattern, it's gonna just extend the separation timeline. So, like, I the willpower, like, it's his birthday month now, and I'm like, oh, I really want to text him on his birthday, and I know I can't. Do you know what I mean? I really know I can't. And this is the thing, if you're in the energy of one day just like, I feel like I text him, or you're feeling sad or something, you're like, I want to text him. Don't. Don't. The whole objective is to wait. Not wait, sitting twiddling your thumbs. To, like, literally stay sovereign. Like, you're in the energy of chasing somebody who's avoiding you. You're in the energy of chasing somebody who's afraid of commitment. You're in the energy of literally going, I'm an insecure teenage girl, please love me. It's kind of fucking repelling energy. And the more you run towards them, the more they run away. But yet, if you pull yourself back, if you pull the energy back, if you stop stalking their social media, if you stop sending them text messages, you're going to glow up. You're going to become the best version of yourself. You're on purpose path. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing your healing. You're choosing your growth. They're going to run towards you. But don't cave. Like, I haven't caved, and I really want to fucking cave. I would love nothing more, even if it was just one text message. I really want to see him as well. Oh my God. You see, I'm obviously not healed yet. I'm still in the fucking teenage girl mode a little bit. But, like, I'm not going to text him for his birthday, even though I really fucking want to. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's like literally, and I have like a couple of weeks. What date are we on today, actually? Yeah, I'm only a couple of weeks to go. So I have a couple of weeks to see when I hold my boundary. I can't text him. Yeah, I'm literally still in the process of breaking my own cycles, breaking my own patterns. And I'm still so tempted to break the pattern. But we have to remember, if we break the pattern, if we don't hold back, we're actually extending the timeline. So, like, in fairness, if you want separation to end, it means you have to stay strong. It means you have to flip the switch. It means you have to stop running chasing after them. And that's it. Like, you know, you have to stop seeking to them for validation, and you have to stop losing yourself while seeking them. And this is what we do. We lose ourselves. We lose our respect, and we lose our sovereignty and our empowerment by running after them. You know what I mean? You're allowing the same behavior over and over again. You know, no one is going to change unless you change the behavior or you change the situation. You know, the same, like, what's the Einstein quote? Doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result is fucking insanity. It's a little bit different, but you get me. It is insanity. So if we continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect them to change miraculously overnight, they're not going to, because it's mirrored energy. So if you're not choosing yourself, if you're not breaking the cycle, if you're not setting those boundaries, they're just going to treat you like shit, continue, and they're not going to do the work. Like, if you literally say to them, you're effectively saying, every time you run after them, every time you send a text message, you're saying to them, continue to be an asshole. Continue to be avoidant. Continue to fear commitment. Don't do the inner work. Just come and treat me like shit just so I get to see you. Do you know what are we doing? Like, we're literally enabling their bad behavior. And like, their bad behavior isn't because they're an asshole. They're not. They're literally in fear as well. They have their own stuff to heal. But as I said, if we're not making them aware that they're being fucking assholes, they're gonna continue to be assholes. They're not gonna heal their shit. Healing is hard enough. But if you continue to say to somebody, don't heal, I put up with you just being prick-like, you know what I mean? They're not gonna change. Whereas if you turn around and say, no fucking more. No way are you getting any of this again. No way are you going to hurt me again. No way are you going to ghost me after I've been vulnerable with you. You know what I mean? You're setting those boundaries and you're choosing yourself. To me, that's sexy. That's empowerment. And they're going to be more attracted to you for that. We think we're going to lose them. We think that they're going to fucking forget us. They'll never fucking forget us. We think that like they're gonna not have feelings for us. The feelings get stronger in separation. Do you know what I mean? We think all these things. It's like, I have to keep in contact or it's over. Listen, the way I had to set this boundary, I literally had to ask myself, am I going to continue to repeat the cycles that fuck me up? Because every time I repeated a cycle, it triggered my unworthiness wound. It made me feel completely empty and it made me lose all strength effectively, and I had to start again in my empowerment journey. Do you know what I mean? So like, when I continued to lose myself over and over and over and over again every time I allowed a cycle to repeat. So what I had to do, I had to say to myself, am I gonna go through this again just for a little bit of contact, just for a little bit of validation, just for the chance that we might meet up even though they have no fucking time? Do you know what I mean? Just for that chance. And I was like, no, I have to say to myself, I have to effectively say, I am willing to lose this connection rather than lose myself. That's scary. But that's not going to happen. But you have to push through that fear. Because that's what my fear was. What if I lose this connection completely? And like, when I set the boundary, I got the worst reaction you could ever ask for. My twin flame more or less said, I'm not worth his time or energy. And I'm just like, okay. So the first time in my life that I speak up with a person, and the first time I speak up and hold a boundary, I literally get told, you're a worthless piece of shit and I'm not going to make any time for you. That fucked me up. That really hurt me. But I turned around and I said to myself, I'm not going to allow myself to be disrespected again. And if that means I do lose him forever, at least I continue to hold myself. The biggest fear we have is losing ourselves to another relationship. But yeah, every time we repeat a cycle in our twin flame connection, we lose ourselves over and over again, and we allow our twin flame to allow that to happen as well. It's the only way we can actually choose ourselves is by potentially losing them. And that's the way I see it. If you walk away and they treat you badly for walking away or setting a boundary, then they're not fully healed either. And they're not ready for you either. But you have to ask yourself, are you going to spend your whole life losing yourself over and over again, repeating the patterns of not just your connection, but your past relationships? Or are you going to finally, what we're here to heal for is to heal those patterns from previous relationships, to prevent ourselves from losing ourselves again, to go into an interdependent relationship rather than codependent one. That's what we're here to heal. And like, I know we're not going to lose them completely if we set a boundary. Yes, it might make them run. Yes, it might make them more or less tell you to fuck off. But isn't finding yourself fully, owning yourself fully, choosing yourself fully the most important thing here? Yes, it is. Because you're breaking not just the patterns, as I said, in your connection, you're breaking the relationship patterns from your past. And that will actually bring you into union, no matter how long it takes. But we have to go through the pain, the fear. But we have to say to ourselves, I would rather lose you than lose myself. And that's hard, because the last thing we want to do is lose them. But the last thing we want to do is lose ourselves again. So it's so important to start choosing ourselves now, setting those boundaries, walking away for now, just letting go of it for now. You're not actually letting go of your twin flame. What you're doing is trying to heal those wounds that you've had for so many years, since childhood, since past relationships, and since past lives. You're healing these relationship dynamics. But if you continue to repeat the same relationship dynamics of your past, that's not the work you're supposed to do. That's not going to bring you closer to union. So I know it's going to be difficult right now to take that step back. It's going to be difficult to not text them, especially if it's their fucking birthday. It's going to be really hard not to reach out and tell them. Even after I set my boundary and he said the things he said, a few weeks later I was sitting there going, maybe I'll text him and say I changed my mind. In other words, maybe I'll text him and say, go back to treating me like shit, just so I get to see you. And I could feel that old wound come up and say, it doesn't matter. If you get to see him, it's okay. Disrespect is okay. I nearly went backwards, and I nearly lost myself again and went, just if I get to see him, I'll go back to the old way. I'll go back to being his convenient side piece whenever, or not side piece because he wasn't in a relationship, but his convenient go-to whenever he had time. Whenever somebody else cancelled on him, like one of his friends or his community or whatever. It was like, my calendar is full. I'm not going to make time for you. But if it's a bank holiday Monday or something, when there's an extra day in the week, then I'll text you. I was effectively allowing myself to be convenient for him. And I was nearly going to go back to that and break my boundary. And it's 2 months now, is it? Yeah, it's 2 months now since I set that boundary, and I'm stronger than I ever was. You know what I mean? It still hurts me a little bit to think of how he spoke to me, but I'm not going to go back there. I'm not, and I know when he texts me again, I'm not going to go back to the same pattern. I'm not going to repeat the same cycle. You know what I mean? I'm not going to allow him back into my life unless he knows how to respect me. And that's all starts with respecting myself. And that's what we have to do. We have to respect ourselves first. We have to set those boundaries. We have to take a step back. We have to heal our shit. And we have to be okay with them running again. We have to be okay with their reaction. We have to be okay with their non-commitment. Because we have to commit to ourselves. And that's the most important thing right now. And as I said, the cycles will continue to repeat. The same energy will continue to repeat. You'll get excited when they text. You'll get depressed when they ghost. Nothing ever will change until you actually stand your ground and say, I'm done. I'm going to do my inner work. And if you do yours, great, I'll see you soon. But if you don't, I still have myself. This is about you changing past relationship patterns, past relationship dynamics, setting boundaries, using your voice, and owning who you are. And they will eventually respect that. And if they fucking don't, who gives a shit? At least you don't lose yourself again. That's the most important thing. Don't lose yourself trying not to lose them. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help in your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. I love nothing more than to help you in your path. Also, I have another channel called Aligning with Angie where I share guided meditation every week. The info for that is in the description box. And I also have an upcoming free feminine empowerment workshop on next Wednesday, the 13th of May at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time. This is a safe space for us ladies to get together and support each other. If you want info for that, please comment below.